This week on NPS Now, a visit from the Virginia Department of Education president, along with a special, fun-filled Little Feet meet at ODU, plus spring sports action, and we say thank you and a special salute to our teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week, plus our third segment featuring our newly chosen Teacher of the Year. So stay tuned for this and much more coming up next on NPS Now. Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source of news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. This week we celebrate Teacher Appreciation Week, May 6th through the 10th, in honor of all of our teachers who are committed to educating our students. Tell a teacher thank you, write a note, or simply show your support this week and appreciation for their hard work in our classrooms. The president of the Virginia Board of Education and a board member visited Ruffner Academy in April to see the school's progress and the changes that have been implemented this school year. Following a short presentation on Ruffner's educational focus, Richard Fraley, the principal, took the board members on a tour of the school, which gave them a first-hand look at instruction of various subjects.
There's a lot of good work going on. You can sense the energy, the enthusiasm. The students seem to be engaged. I know the principal and his staff are fully committed to turning it around and building on what is here. So I would say we're enthused about what we saw.
Doing the site visit really opens our eyes. And just like our board president said, just seeing the enthusiasm and the novel approaches that, just the teachers are applying over here, and the optimism that we see, just here is absolutely wonderful. So we're a lot more hopeful that, it'll be a very successful middle school.
Norfolk Public Schools School Board member Rodney Jordan was elected Tidewater Regional Vice Chairman for the Virginia School Boards Association. Mr. Jordan believes that working together, our region's strengths can secure appropriate funding to support excellence in education for our region and across the Commonwealth. An estimated 2,000 families turned out for the first ever pre-kindergarten and kindergarten roundups, sponsored by Norfolk Public Schools, Norfolk Rated by 5, the City of Norfolk, and the United Way of Southampton Roads. Parents and children had the opportunity to meet teachers, school nurses, principals, and administrative staff while starting or completing the enrollment process.
This evening we have the first ever pre-K and kindergarten roundup for the schools that are clustered under Maury High School. It's a great turnout. Parents are filling out applications and meeting with teachers and principals to find out all the great things that we're offering in our pre-K and kindergarten program. This is the first ever collaboration with the City of Norfolk, with Smart Beginnings, Ready by 5, the United Way, and other local communities, the public library, who has come together to help us encourage parents to enroll their children early so they can get a better start in our pre-K and kindergarten programs. We hope to achieve a connection with the families in the Norfolk community to get them excited about bringing their children to our public school and to get them ready for all the great things we have to offer them. We know that if children have a great start in pre-K and kindergarten, it helps them to have a better educational foundation in their later years of school.
Roberto Alvarez, one of only 150 master bakers in the country, along with representatives from Red Star Yeast, were in the school nutrition kitchens, assisting our staff with tweaking the recipe for Norfolk Public Schools' famous whole wheat rolls in an attempt to reduce calories without sacrificing the delicious flavor. Blair Middle's Defying Gravity team recently won second place at the State Destination Imagination Virginia competition. The team was invited to represent Virginia at the May 22nd through the 25th Global Finals in Knoxville, Tennessee. Congratulations to Julia Cunningham, Gemma Dobbs, Catherine Cunningham, Kayla Del Pino, and Grace Baker. Students from each of Norfolk's middle schools got to practice law in actual courtrooms during the 8th annual mock trials. The program, which is run through the Bar Association, enables students to serve as lawyers, witnesses, defendants, and jury members. These students learned about the legal process from local attorneys and then were able to present or defend their cases in Norfolk Circuit Court.
I like to see the kids get some validation of their hard work. They've been working hard for 2 months, so this gives them lets them see what it's like to be a lawyer and see what their hard work has paid off to get the opportunity to be in the courthouse and see what's happening.
We had about 2 months of training and going over closing statements, opening statements, and cross and direct examination. Everything was really fun and it was a great experience.
It feels like it's surreal. It's not really happening. It's just nice to be here, and I would like to become a lawyer when I grow up. So I was really excited to be able to partake in this opportunity to come to the actual Norfolk Circuit Court and perform a mock trial in front of everybody.
Students from the Firefighting 2 and Criminal Justice classes at NTC recently received CERT training provided by the City of Norfolk. CERT, or Community Emergency Response Team, educates citizens about disaster preparedness for hazards that may impact their community. The program aims to train students in emergency preparedness to ensure that they have the skills needed to protect themselves and assist others in the event of an emergency. Classes range from fire safety, emergency first aid, and search and rescue techniques. Instructors for the class came from various city departments. The students received a backpack with supplies and equipment to help them respond in a disaster and now skilled to assist their families, friends, and city in an event of a disaster. Richard Bolin Elementary students were quizzed on the environment during a fun and exciting Radio Disney presentation, compliments of the Virginia Dominion Power, in an effort to teach energy conservation and recycling. Radio Disney also stopped by Campostella Elementary to help students learn more about trees.
This is a Radio Disney Assembly sponsored by Dominion Virginia Power, a partnership that Norfolk has had for a couple years now. But today, our students here at Campostella Elementary School had the opportunity to go through a kind of trivia game show type of review of salient facts dealing with trees, as today is Earth Day. Hopefully they will understand the importance that we play in our role in preserving our environment, and they'll have an opportunity to actually care for a seedling that they'll take home and plant.
Old Dominion University was a place where our students with special needs showed off their athletic prowess at the Little Feet Meet.
Well, we have our elementary and middle and high schools come out to engage in a fun-filled, skill-themed engagement at Foreman Field. We started off with 4 schools and about 90 kids on a little recreation field. Now we have 11 elementary schools participating, student athletes, and we have middle school and high school involvement, and they're involved in various capacities. We have the junior ROTC comes out, the band comes out, a lot of the physical education leadership classes come out just to support the kids and give them the one-on-one attention that they need today. Really, I'd like to see the culture, the social interaction with kids with disabilities and just kind of get the word out. To kind of help them, give them this kind of support that they need. It's not often that we get them out and engaged in activities that involve this magnitude. So I'd like to see some type of culture change in the schools, kind of get more push for inclusion, just kind of highlight what their abilities are.
Norfolk Public Schools brought together the largest number of choral students to ever perform at the International Tattoo. Debbie Horniak has the story.
The Virginia International Tattoo began in 1997 and is a signature event of the Virginia Arts Festival. This year, top choral students from each high school were chosen to form Norfolk Public Schools' all-city high school chorus, with 160 students performing.
For a long time, I've wanted to have a mass choir in the show. So they have a great tradition here in Norfolk Schools of excellent choirs, and I know Danielle, and she used to be the choral conductor at Norview, and I knew she would do a great job. So I've been begging her ever since she became music supervisor to do this.
The students rehearsed once a month beginning in January at Booker T. Washington High School. They did 2 final rehearsals at Scope and 7 performances. A lot of work for a group of high school students, but they put everything they had into it, and it paid off.
It was a big challenge because we just came through festival season, district assessment, and now trying to get ready for our spring shows. But these kids have really risen to the occasion. They've been really enthusiastic. They've stayed for all these extra rehearsals, and now it's paying off. They're part of the big picture, and they're having a blast.
I'm actually really excited about it. It's been a great time. All the Maury High School upper choirs got to do it, and it's definitely a great experience, especially as a senior. It's the first year that Maury and all of NPS has gotten to do this, and it's really exciting to get to do it my senior year.
It is something that I really wouldn't have ever imagined, to be in an environment where you have different people from all over the country coming together to sing, to dance, to play music. It's been a very great experience for me to be a part of. This is my first year ever being in it, so I love it.
Coming up next in sports, Steve Settmiller will share more spring sports information on NPS Sports.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Settmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. District titles were on the line as Old Dominion hosted the Eastern District Tennis Championships. Prior to the girls' action, both Maury boys and girls teams were honored as regular season champions. Let's take a look at girls' actions. Maury's Perry Keatley put in a long day of work to capture the singles title. Keatley, here in the blue, defeated Granby's Melanie Hoskins in a 3-set thriller that took 2.5 hours. Later in the afternoon, she defeated her teammate and top-seeded Evelyn Stendham, also in 3 sets, to claim the title. In boys action, Granby's Lagana Foster Jr. continued his domination of the Eastern District by winning his 4th singles title, beating Norview's Patrick Snyder in 2 sets. Foster finished his career in the district undefeated. Both players moved on to regionals. Foster also teamed up with Jake Morgan to win the doubles title as well, defeating Maury's John Crumpler and Nick Ossie 6-4, 6-4. Middle school track championships were held at Lake Taylor High School on a cold, blustery day. Blair girls and Northside boys came into the event as regular season champions, and at the end of the championship, they were crowned champions again to complete the sweep. Let's take a look at the individual winners. For all the upcoming action for tournament time and play, check out your big team websites. More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. With us today is Tamara Smith-Morler, our new Teacher of the Year for Norfolk Public Schools. Thank you, Tamara, for joining us on NPS Now.
Thank you for having me today.
Oh, and also happy Teacher Appreciation Week.
Oh, thank you.
We're saluting all of our teachers this week and thanking them for their hard work in the classroom with our students.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that.
Well, tell me, how does it feel to be our new Teacher of the Year?
It feels good. It feels good. It's an honor to be the Teacher of the Year. You know, at school, the next day I came back, everything is just business as usual at school, but it's very interesting because I received cards from people from other districts and things like that.
Wow.
So it feels good to be recognized for doing what I love to do every day.
That night, how did it feel to be chosen as one of the top 3 educators? How did you feel?
Totally shocked. It was totally unexpected. It was an honor just to be in the top 8, and then when they called me for the top 3, I was like, oh wow, this is interesting. And when they called my name, I think I just froze a little bit. So
when they called your name as the top teacher, you
yes,
froze?
I think I froze a little bit. It was very unexpected, but I definitely appreciate it.
What did you think when they said your name?
I said, wow, I hope they don't ask me to say anything. And they did. But, you know, because I couldn't think of anything to say at the moment. But I kind of don't remember what I said. I guess I'll be watching that soon to see what I did say that night. But it felt great.
Well, let's find out a little bit about you. What's your background?
I'm a Norfolk girl. I was born in Norfolk General Hospital. I was educated in Norfolk Public Schools, pre-K all the way through 12th grade. I'm a Granby Comet, go Comets. I graduated, have my bachelor's and my master's degree from Norfolk State University. English elementary education was my bachelor's, math for my master's, and I recently graduated this past Saturday from Regent with my EDS in educational leadership. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was a soggy day, but a happy one,
yes,
I'm sure.
Yes, it wasn't a good hair day, but it was a great accomplishment.
Wonderful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well, you have a unique position here at Norfolk Public Schools as a math interventionist.
Yes.
Tell me about your position.
As a math interventionist, I work with the Tier 2 and Tier 3 students, the ones that are significantly below grade level. I have about 9 groups a day that I meet with for about 30 minutes, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. So I rotate them throughout the day for 30 minutes at a time, and trying to get them to fill in the gaps for what they are missing in mathematics. And I'm fortunate to work with math all day long, so that's what I love to do.
So you're like a classroom on wheels.
I am a classroom on wheels. I have my cart, and I have my little schedule attached to it and everything I need in there, and I just go from room to room, sometimes in the hallway, wherever I need to be, as long as I can meet with my students.
So you must like math.
I love math. I haven't always liked math, but I learned to love math because after I became a teacher, and I was trying, you know, it's a difference in teaching students and knowing it for yourself. And teaching is an art, so you have to figure out how do kids understand it. So when I teach math, I try to teach it in a way that I wish I was taught, you know, with the conceptual understanding behind it. So that's what I love doing.
That night I watched your video, and I'm going to quote what you said. I always wanted to be the type of teacher I wish I had.
That's true.
So do you think you're that type of teacher for your students?
I strive to be, and I always think, as I teach, you know, I have a daughter, and I always think about what type of teacher do I want my daughter to have? Would I want to be in my own classroom? And that's what I strive to do every day, and hopefully I do. I try.
So you feel like you inspire your students?
Yes, hopefully.
What kindled your love for math?
Actually, I was a 5th grade teacher. And Denise Walston, who used to be our math coordinator here in Norfolk, came to my classroom, and she said, I have a math program I want you to be a part of. It's a math specialist program. And I was like, what makes her think I want to do that? You know, and it was from her watching me teach math, so that inspired. And once I got into that cohort, I said, wow, this is really, you know, it was really conceptual and taught from concrete to abstract, and it really made me love math. And I said, wow, this is the way math should be taught, you know. So I've been striving ever since then to teach math differently.
So how has your students been progressing?
Oh, very well. They chart their own data, and they all have data notebooks. And as of March, when we last charted our data, because we did start making some transitions, over 90% of my students had shown growth, and many of them were significantly below grade level. Some of them were maybe in 4th or 5th grade, working on a 1st, 2nd grade level. So all of them have shown growth. So that's what I've been looking for, and it was neat for the children to see their own growth, because when we first started charting our progress in their graph, they were, you know, kind of down in the dumps, like, wow, look where I am. And I said, but we're just like climbing a mountain. You don't just jump to the top, you make strides. So every month as we charted our data, they saw that they were slowly moving towards the top. So that's very rewarding for me and for them as well.
Well, I'm not surprised of your success, and seeing that you were chosen among the top of our educators. How do you think you can inspire them the rest of this year and next year as our top teacher of the year?
Well, just teaching is a work of heart. You know, just put your heart and soul in what you do every day. It's hard work. Education is very hard work, but just come in every day with a fresh start and give students a fresh start, and just look for the good in every day. That's what I try to do. There's something good in every day. Even on bad days, look for the good. So I just hope I can inspire them just to keep trying. There's a lot of things in teaching that we can't control. We can't control state mandated testing. We can't control some of the non-negotiables that we have, but we can control how we inspire our students every day in the classroom. And that's what I want to help teachers continue to see as we all move forward.
Thank you, Tamara, for joining us today on NPS Now. We salute all of our educators this week for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Thank you for having me.
Great, great. And we want to thank you for watching NPS Now. The show will air weekdays on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view it online at www.npsk12.com. Again, thank you for watching NPS Now.